Well, hello, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this is the fifth and for now the last episode of my music business series. If you watched all of these, I guess you have hopefully the videos have been informational and so on. And like I mentioned on the first video, this is part of my thesis for the University of Applied Sciences, which I'm finally graduating in the near future. So this last video I like to kind of sum up the videos I've done before, and like the heading says, just discuss a little bit what is the current state of music business and where it's going, what the future looks like. So yeah, first I wanna thank the people that I interviewed for this Universal Music Finland stuff, especially Kimmo Valtanen and Juho Koikkalainen for their help and stuff, and all the workers who I work with during my years in the business. It's been really cool, and all the artists that I interviewed for this series, just to broaden my view of things. So when I'm talking, it's not just my views, but more a broader scope of what the artists and what the people label thinks. And I was really glad to notice that even though I've been in the business for 20 years or something as an artist, and 10 years as a label guy, nowadays I'm back being an artist again. So it was still really cool to find out, to notice that there's new point of views and new information that I haven't thought of. So yeah, the state of music business. I searched some good links for you if you wanna check out more good articles. I'll put them on the description below. But yeah, so let's go back in time about 10 years when I started at the Universal Music Finland. So then it was the streaming was just, the legal streaming was just happening, Spotify and stuff. And back then when we did the P&L calculation, so profit and loss, it's how you value all the projects, what are your your goals and so on, and whether you think how much you could invest, and well, yeah, profit and loss Excel. So basically the sales estimations back then, they were only like physical, okay, how much CDs we're gonna sell. There was even a vinyl, how much vinyls, and then the streams, they were just like, yeah, whatever it is, that will be just a bonus if this streams something. So all the calculations and stuff, they were based on the physical sales. Shortly after I started 10 years ago, the tide began to change, and it was pretty rough. I mean, I needed to, and we needed to let go of some of the bands. The money was tight because the CD sales, physical sales dropped, but people still didn't use, or they haven't found the streaming services yet, or maybe they had, but they were using the free ones back then. So there was this kind of like scooped sound, if you will, guitar wise. So we were in the scoop, really down, and it looked like They weren't the best of times, but you know, business as we are now in 2020 obviously have succeeded, because what started to happen is people started to found the streaming services and learned how to use them and so on, and now the business has kept growing for the last couple of years, and I guess last year in general the business grew. Don't remember the percentages, but it grew. So it's getting there. More and more people are using streaming services and stuff. And what happened like 2-3 years ago, when we did the P&Ls, the profit and loss Excels, it was the other way around. It was all about streams, how much from YouTube, Spotify stuff, and then the physical, the CDs, the vinyls, they were just like there, whatever. If they're gonna sell something, then that's just a bonus. So nowadays, kind of the physical is kind of like the way Universal at least sees it, and the way I also see it, it's kind of like part of merchandise, what people buy from the shows. There's CDs and vinyls. Of course, people still buy CDs via from web shops, or actually from the real shops, but the majority of the consumption is via streams, and the physical, it's like part of the merchandise. So at Universal, it's more like, yeah, if we sell some physicals, then it's just a bonus. But there's not that much profit anymore, especially in pop music. Rock and metal, there is still CD sales are somewhat significant, at least on some countries. Some countries like Sweden, Finland, they're really small. It's like, but yeah, I think in Germany, physical sales in metal are still pretty okay. So yeah, that's the thing what has happened, and what's good in this time and age also, because of the streaming platforms and stuff, and the businesses that has born around that, like independent, like music digital distributors. So you don't necessarily have to anymore have a label to get your music out from the whole world to listen. There are services like, for example, DistroKid, what I used when I released my solo album. So they took care of the distribution to the digital platforms, and they collect the royalties, and then they will pay them, or I can withdraw them there, and I can see, from reports, actual, that happens in real time, how much plays, how much money is coming from different sources. So that's a really big advantage because of this digital thing. So I think it's fantastic. Obviously, if you're really like serious, I mean, of course we are all serious with our music, but if you want to reach the big leagues, so to say, I think you still need a label to take care of. Like I mentioned on my other video about the Spotify and stuff, you need a label to do a promotion and marketing and so on. But you can now pitch songs to Spotify. It's the same pitching tool that labels use. So there's no shortcuts for labels. You have to use the Spotify's own pitching tool to get your songs into playlists, no matter if you are signed to a label, a big label, small label, or if you are releasing your music on your own. Well, that's a nice thing. You know, there's of course, how do you separate yourself from, you know, because there's like, if I remember correct, based on Juho Koikkalainen, Universal Music Digital Director's interview, there's about 15,000 songs released daily in Spotify. So, you know, it's a long and winding road, but that's nothing new. It's always been, you know, like AC/DC, you know, sang in the 70s, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. That hasn't changed. But being able to get your music released is easier. So, and that's, I guess that will be also the future. So there's more and more independent music songwriters, artists putting out their music via these digital distribution services, and maybe big labels, you know, major labels, they could find artists via that route too. So it's really interesting, and the industry is growing, but you know, there's a lot of new companies popping out. Everybody likes to jump on board, but it's like Kimmo Valtanen said, that you know, you really have to not to go, you know, like woohoo, overly crazy, because you know the business might overheat, so to say. So you gotta, you know, have a, you know, sense of common sense with you. So, you know, keep the expectations and everything like realistic. But yeah, it's a good, interesting times. But still, one thing that hasn't changed, and I think never will change, is the most important thing, the song. If you don't have a good song, you don't have anything. Maybe for a short time you can do marketing tricks and stuff with, you know, make a shit look like a delightful chocolate cake, but the song is still the number one. So no matter the, you know, well, it does matter the production and stuff, but well, like you said, you can fake a, you know, pile of shit look like a very tasty chocolate cake, but then when people buy that, they will notice that it's shite. So yeah, good songs, and yeah, I guess that was it for this music business series. This was kind of the end of these series. So I might do more in the future, but like I said, for now, that's it. I will thank you, all of your questions and suggestions, and please just write more. I will check. I get notifications, which hopefully works, when someone comments on the video or asks a question, and I try to answer it to the best of my abilities. So, thanks for watching. Bye.